by using a method called load. By using a method called what here? Load. Now here, whenever you send a request as a part of body, now every time you have to convert, means you should read the data and you should decode the data and you should decode the data by saying data dot what is that? Decode, and that data you have to convert into what? Dictionary. It means these lines you have to repeat it again and again or not? Yes. So this can be avoided. This can be avoided by writing one class. This can be avoided by writing one class. Okay, now that class, you call it as which class here? Mixin class. That class is called which class here? Mixin class. I read one mixin class. What is the name of this is? JSON mixin. Okay, JSON mixin is a class. What is the name of the class is? JSON mixin. What is the role of this mixin class? Mixin means multiple inheritance. It means you are trying to inherit one more class. It means you are mixing some more functionality. Which functionality are you mixing here? JSON functionality. Mixin means mixed. Mixin means what? Mixing it. What you are mixing in the student view? Some more functionality. Okay, but how you mix some more functionality? By inheriting another class. By inheriting another class. Now here, I want to convert. What I want to do, I want to convert. I want to convert this request body data into a string, JSON string, and JSON string into what? Student data. So for that, instead of writing this code again and again, okay, I'll write this code how many times here? One time. But where you are writing in one class. Okay, you are writing this inside one class, and this method, I should call this method. This is instance method, right? This is an instance method. What happened here? Chandan, क्या हुआ कुछ हो गया क्या अंदर से? What Chandan? Then what happened here? क्या टाइप कर रहे? सुबह क्या हुआ? So write this. So here, now you are trying to convert. Okay. So what you are trying to convert? Okay, byte. So JSON conversion or anything you can write, because it is which method? User defined method. It is a user defined method. So here what I'm doing is JSON to which one? Dictionary. What is the name of the method is JSON to dictionary, and this is which method? Instance method. This is which method? Instance method, and this method receive. What it receive? Bytes. It receives the bytes. Okay, this is JSON to or bytes to what? Dictionary. So what it receive? It receive the data in which format? Bytes format. It receive the data in which format? Bytes format. Okay, some byte. This code, what I'm doing, this code, I'm converting it. So this code, I'm converting here. So what I did here, JSON string equal to which one? Byte dot decode. And JSON dot loads and then return which data? Student data. Now, whenever you want to convert, you just inherit. Whenever you want to convert, just inherit. What is the name of the class? JSON mixin. Okay, it means, is it this method is inherited or not? Yes. This method is inherited here. Now, whenever I want to convert this data into dictionary, okay, then I just call the method self dot self means current object. Okay, self dot. What is the name of the method is bytes to dictionary. And to this, I'm sending what here? Data. To this, I send the data and this written with dictionary student data. Now, this code is reusable or not? Yes. Now, you don't require to write the same code again and again. Sir. Hmm. Okay. So please, so try to submit this. Somebody is not submitted. Please submit the feedback. Okay. Correct. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'll send it. Okay. I'll send it. Okay. Now here we converted. So that is what bytes to dictionary, and by giving the input as a data, by giving input as what here data, this data is what here byte. Okay, right? Now this student data you have to read and insert into model. Alright. So you have to read this data and you have to read the data and insert it to model. So if you want, you can check even this data is JSON or not. Even you can also verify is it given the data sent by the client is in JSON format or not. JSON format or not. If it is in JSON format, then only you have to process the request. Otherwise, you have to say, okay, you have to say, okay, otherwise you have to say the data is not valid. The data is not valid or the data is what? Invalid, right? So we'll try to say how to handle that also. Okay. Now after this, we have to insert the data into the model. We have to insert the data into model from API dot models import. What is the name of the model is student model. I try to import one model. What is the name of that is student model, right? So return, what data you return? Student data. So after this, sorry, here JSON mixin and post. Here what I'm saying student dot. Okay, student. You can create a model instance. How you create a model instance? Stud equal to student dot objects dot creator. You can use directly what create. So this create method create you, it doesn't return anything. Okay, create. What you are creating by sending a roll number equal to student data of what is the key is roll number. Okay, comma. Now this code also you can avoid it by developing which form? Model form. This code can be avoided by developing which form? Model form. Model form. So let us create model form. You can create a model form and you can post the data. You can create a model form and you can post what? Data, and then you can check the validation. If the data is valid, then you save it. Okay, otherwise it will raise what? Errors. Okay, let me finish this and we'll also do it by using model form. So you can implement all the things what you learn in the Django, because API is nothing but view only. API is nothing but what? View only, but it gives the response in which format? JSON format, because that is understood by almost all the applications. You are not generating output in HTML format, but you are generating the output in which format? JSON format. So you can implement all the things. Okay. So roll number and you are reading roll number, and this is name equal to stud dot stud of name, stud of name, and the course equal to stud data of what you're reading here, course. Okay, then fees is a fees fee. Okay, so equal to student data of, now you should know the keys, right? So what are the keys is P. Okay, you read all the data and create it. Unsuccessful creation, what will happen? It will insert the data. But if any error is there, that error has to be handled or not? Yes. But how you are handling the error? Writing in which block? Try block. Now here, I am writing this code in which block? Try block. And followed by except block. Followed by except block. Now this is able to handle one more. Where is the mistake? We open, create, next line. No, I didn't get this one. Last one, except block. Oh, we have written this both in word line. Okay, right now, now you are trying to handle the error here. So unsuccessful creation of resource, unsuccessful creation of resource. What you need to do? You have to generate the output. You are generating the output. Now this is now I'm trying to say return. Okay, return. What I'm returning? HTTP response. Okay, now here you can give any response. JSON response automatically convert dictionary into what? JSON. If you send any other type of response, you have to give safe equal to false. Okay, but when you are sending a response using HTTP, you have to convert it. You have to convert the response into what? JSON. You have to convert the response into JSON. Okay, now here I'm trying to say, now this is a message. So this is a message, and what is the message is? So message is, okay, student created. The message is student created. Now HTTP response contain. Now again I have to convert. So this is into which string? JSON string equal to JSON dot. What is this here? Dumps. JSON dot dumps. JSON dot dumps. And then you're sending which one here? Dictionary 1. Okay, right? Now you are trying to convert this dictionary 1 into JSON string, and this you are wrapping within what? HTTP response by saying JSON string. What you are sending here? JSON string. JSON string, comma, you need to define what? Content type. Content type. Content. What is the content you are sending? Application slash JSON. Content or content type? Content type. So content type. So that is nothing but application slash, which format is JSON format. This is a type and this is what here? Extension. This is a type and this is a extension with anyway, what is the default response status code is? What is the default response status code is? 200. What is the 200 indicates? Response has been generated successfully. Okay, response is generated successfully. Otherwise, you are trying to say dictionary 1, you are giving a message. So what is the message? Error in creating student. Error in creating student, and you are converting the JSON string equal to JSON dot what is that? Dumps. JSON dot dumps dictionary 1 and then return HTTP response. Return HTTP response, and this is wrapped with what? JSON string, and there is a content type. So there is a content type, and what is the content type? Application slash, what is that? JSON. And here you generate an error. So that error can be either server error or that can be what? Client error. Okay, that can be identified by using 400 and one more is what? 500. Okay, so generally you don't require to generate the response status code because your HTTP response contains response status code. By default, your HTTP response contains response status code, right? So now HTTP response, now here you are generating by just giving some response status code as just right here as a 400. 400 actually this is which error? Server error. Because suppose you try to input the same employee number again, then your database is not able to what? Insert. It means this error is generated by whom? Server. Getting on, right? So I just return the response status code equal to which one? 500. So whenever you want to convert dictionary to JSON and JSON into what do you call it as JSON response, you are writing how many lines of code? 1, 2, and 3. That is 1, 2, and what more is what? 3. Instead of writing these 3 lines of code, you can write one method. You can write one method JSON. JSON, what is that? Response. Now this will receive the dictionary. Okay, this will receive what here? Dictionary. And after receiving a dictionary, what will it do? It will convert this dictionary and it will convert this dictionary into JSON string. And JSON string it will convert into what? HTTP response. JSON string into HTTP response. Means instead of writing these 3 lines of code, you are writing that code into one. You are writing that code into what? One method. And what is that method is? JSON response, where I'm saying JSON string. Okay, JSON string equal to JSON dot, what is it? Dumps dictionary. And this is a response. Response equal to HTTP response. And you are wrapping JSON string. And there is a content type. And what is the content type is? Application slash JSON. Application slash what? JSON. Now, it is generating a response or not? Yes. Return. What it return? JSON. Response. It is returning what here? Response. It is returning a response. Now, I don't require to write this. Now, whenever I want to generate a response, I just call one method. What is the name of the method I'm calling? JSON response. Okay, self dot. What is the name of the method? JSON response, and here you give the JSON response, and here you give the what do you give? What do you give a dictionary? What does the dictionary contain? Message. And here I'm saying student. Student what? Created. Now even you want to represent the response status code, you write a method with. You write this method with response status code because I want to generate with the code, and initially code is what here? None. Okay, code is none. It is not a compulsory argument. It is a default argument. It is a default argument, and what is the default response status code is 200. Now it is generating with the response status code equal to code. Code equal to code. Now this is a keyword argument and this is a value. Now I'm writing this to avoid writing the same code again and again. Now here it will generate the response. It will generate the response with the response status code as what? 200. Now here also you don't require to write this code again and again. You don't require to write this code again and again. You can simply use what is the method is self dot JSON response. Okay, you're sending JSON dictionary. You're sending a dictionary with a response status code. And what is the dictionary is having? The dictionary is having error. Error in what? Creating student. Error in creating student with a response status code as what? 500. See here, code is decreased or not? See, instead of writing the same code again and again, this redundant code I have written in one class. What is the name of the class is? Mixin class. Mixin class. How many methods are mixed in the view? 2 methods are mixed. What is the first method is? Byte to dictionary. What is the second method is? JSON response. How many methods are mixed in the view? 2 methods. One is byte to dictionary and one more is JSON response. Right? Now if you want, you can write this in a separate module. If you want, you can write this in what? Separate module. So you can write in a separate module and whenever you require, you just use it. Okay, right? Okay. Now create an endpoint for this. Define the URL. Yes. Define the URL. Go to urls.py. From API.views. From API.views, import. What is the name of the view is? API.views, import one view. And what is the name of the view is? Student view. And define the path. STUD API. What is the endpoint I've given? What is the endpoint is? STUD API. Comma. What is the name of the view is? Student view as what? View. You are making it as a callable. Okay. Because class is not a callable. Class is not a callable. Right? Then that's all. Right? Now we'll try to run the client application here. By calling this method called insert what? Student. So HTTP response. So just try to understand the code. The code what I written in the view. Okay. So this is the code. I read the request body and converted this request body data into what? Dictionary. But how you converted this into a dictionary? By using bytes to dictionary. How you converted bytes to JSON string decode. How you convert JSON string into dictionary loads. And then written what? Data. This data is written here. Student data is written. This data is written here, student data is written. Okay, right? So this is HTTP response. HTTP response is having some keyword arguments. HTTP response is having a keyword arguments. So what are the keyword arguments of HTTP response? This is a request and this is a response. Now the response is having content type. Now see here content type. So type is what here text and extension is what main. An HTTP response is having a response status code. HTTP is having response status code. See your content type. So you are sending the content in which format? Excel format. You are sending the content in which format? Excel. Now an HTTP response dot. What is the name of this is status code. It is having an argument. Now see here all these are status codes. So this is called information. This is successful and this is redirection. This is client error and this is server error. This is a client error and this is server error. But there is an attribute. And what is the name of the attribute? I mean, keyword argument is status code. But what we have written? Code of status code. Code, right? So HTTP response. What is the name of the keyword argument? Status code. So status code, right? Just come to this client application, run the code, double singular. So run the program. So roll number, name of the student, course of the student is response. Coder, status code. But I think data is inserted. No. So roll number, name, so the course and is here. So here there is a message error in creating what? Student. Now come to the server side and there is one error, CSRF token is not set. Because whenever you send a request by using which method? Post method. Okay, you have to bypass which one? CSRF token. Now this CSRF token can be avoided at which level? Project level in settings.py, or it can be avoided at which level? View level by using one decorator. So there is one decorator, Django dot, core dot, Django dot, core dot. So there is CSRF exempt decorator is there. Just a minute. This module names you have to remember here. CSRF exempt. So there is one decorator called CSRF exempt. CSRF exempt. Okay. The CSRF exempt decorator in Django is used to disable cross-site request forgery protection for a specific view function, and this allows external sites or APIs to post data to that view without needing what here? CSRF token. CSRF token. Now you can just use so views.decorator.csrf, and you can also use this at which level? Class level. What is the name of this? @method decorator. And what is the name of the function? CSRF exempt. Name equal to what? Dispatch. Dispatch for all the views, right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to import. Now this is at class level. This is at which one? Class level. And what is the name of the decorator is? Method decorator. What is the name of the decorator? Method decorator. And which decorator you are decorating? Which decorator you are decorating? CSRF. Okay, CSRF exempt. CSRF what here? Exempt. So this is the name of the decorator. What is the name of the decorator is? CSRF exempt. CSRF exempt. And then you are saying name. Name equal to dispatch. Name equal to what is that? Dispatch. Dispatch. What does this indicate says? Okay, you are dispatching means you are avoiding which one? CSRF verification. You are avoiding which one? CSRF verification. And you should also Django.utils.decorators, and from Django dot so just use from. Just remember you have to, right? So Django.views.decorators CSRF import which decorator is CSRF exempt. But actually it is which decorator? Function based. But you are using function based decorator at which level? Class level. By using another class level decorator called which one? Method decorator. Okay. And you are saying CSRF exam. Okay, CSRF exam. What is the name of the decorator is? CSRF exam. And you are saying name equal to what? Dispatch. Name equal to dispatch. Okay, right? So this can be avoided here. Right. So come to the client application now. So run the code. So give the roll number, name of the student, course of the student, and then what is the next one is? Please. Again, still error in creating. Just verify here. Only status. Yeah? But student is inserted. Yeah. Student is what here? Inserted. So I need to run the application again. So run the code. Now second employee, name of the employee, course of the employee is. Now again, the student is what here? Created. Student is what? Created. Right? Now it is a client application is normal Python standalone program. I'm testing it by writing one Python program. It means Python program is communicating with what? Web application. How? Using API. That is what APIs is, right? Any application can use this APIs. But in this case, we are developing which application? Python. We write a standalone Python program, right? Not using REPL here. This is, yeah, you can test it, write the code in Python. You can write in Jupyter, write in Google Colab, write in Jupyter and send it, no problem. You can write in Jupyter, not in Colab. Okay. Okay, now this is inserting the data. This is inserting data, and here I said response status code equal to 200. I'm saying student is created. Otherwise, there's a message in error in what? Creating. There's a message error in what? Creating. Error in creating is student. Error in creating student. So that is a function. What is a function is insert student. So where you are trying to input roll number, name, and course and fees. Okay, right? Now dump is converting dictionary into what? JSON. Then I want to read it. So I want to read the data, right? So now here the insert request is handled by using which method? Post method. Click on it. So are you right different views for handling one request? No. There is only one view which is able to handle all the request types. That is inserting, updating, deleting, and what? Retrieving. Inserting, updating, deleting, as well as retrieving. Now there is a method called get. I want to read the data. Okay, I want to read the data. Now this one is clearer. So why we write a mixin class? Mixing methods, reusability. Okay, mixin methods are mixin reusability. That is the advantage of using frameworks. My frameworks are which will provide reusable code. You don't require to write all this code. Now when you go to DRF, right, it will provide predefined mixin classes. It will provide what? Predefined mixin classes. You don't require to write any mixin class. So that's the reason I'm telling you all this first. Okay, why I'm telling all this? I can move directly to DRF, Django REST framework. And that Django REST framework contains built-in views, built-in mixin classes, built-in model serializers, built-in model serializer. Everything will be there in Django REST framework. At that time, what you do it, you just use it. Because already you learn here what is the internal code is. What is an internal code? Here I am telling you. What is a mixin classes? What mixin contain? What mixin is doing it? Okay, right? So there we just inherit mixin classes. So the code completely reduced. You don't require to write this much code also. Okay, if you are using directly which framework? Django REST framework. So that is what I want to tell you. Generally in real time you don't use this. Okay, this manual coding, this is everything is done by you only. Are you using any framework? No. You are not using any framework. Everything you are writing it. You are converting it. You are checking it. Is the data is valid or not? Everything you are doing it. Okay, so what will happen? The complexity increases. You have to write the same thing again. To avoid that, even you are developing your own mixin classes. Getting honors. Even I have not checked the validation. Validation you have to check. Is it data sent by the client is JSON or not? If it is JSON only, you can convert. If it is not a JSON, then you should give the error saying that okay, please input data only in which format? JSON format. So whenever client is calling my API, so all this you have to do it because I'm using non-REST framework. But I'm following the rules of REST. I'm following the rules of REST, but I'm not implementing I'm not using any framework for developing this API. Then I'm writing the code from the beginning onwards. So that will become what very complex. Getting on. Okay, so once I introduce REST framework, right, you don't require to write this much code also. Okay, so get method where I read the data query set equal to what do you do it? Student dot student dot objects dot all. Now this will return what here query set. I have to convert query set into what? JSON. I need to convert query set into what? JSON. Can I convert query set into JSON directly? Can I convert query set into JSON directly? No. I have to convert query set into what? Dictionary. Okay, list of dictionaries. Then I have to write my own code or not? Yes. I have to write my own code. Then what I can do, I can write a serializer class. I can write one serializer class which will serialize what? Query set. So any API you want to develop it, you require a serialization, deserialization. Will write the code again and again? No. So that code reusability you find in what? Framework. Understood? Right now here, what I have to do, I have to create one list. I have to create one list. See here, I have to create one list. Suppose STUD is a list. Okay, this is a list. And this list, inside this list, every time you are reading one model instance, SN what here, query set, and you are trying to read the data and put inside one dictionary, STUD dot, what is the method is? Append. What you are trying to append? Data. What is the data is? Roll number, sorry. What is the data is? Roll number, and this is nothing but S dot, roll number, comma, next one is a name, okay, next one is a name, and here I'm saying S dot, name, comma, so I'm trying to write a course, okay, now S dot, course, so there is a comma fee, okay, colon, S dot, fees. Now this dictionary is append to the list. I have to convert this list into what? JSON. I have to convert this list into what? JSON. Then how can I convert this list into JSON? Okay, STUD JSON equal to JSON dot. What is the method is? Dumps. What is the name of the list is? STUD. Then return the response. Return the response. So response. There is a JSON response. Okay, right. Now you can convert this. I don't require to write this. What I can do, I can call which method? JSON response. Return JSON response by sending JSON response by sending STUD. STUD is what? List. See, this code is reused, right? This code is reused. Whenever you want to generate a JSON response, I'm just calling the method called what? JSON response. Now that will convert this data into what? JSON string. And JSON string is wrapped within HTTP response and return it. Getting or not, right? So you don't require to write the code again and again, right? So this is which method? Get method. Now call this method from endpoint. So I just comment this, not required endpoint. One endpoint is required to call all the methods. Okay, you don't require to write separate views. Okay, one view handle all the methods. Inserting, updating, deleting, retrieving. Yes or no? So will you write separate endpoints or only one endpoint? One endpoint. That's the reason in most of the applications in real time, you develop it using classes, not function-based views. Okay, now there is a method here. Okay, view students. Okay, view student details. So here I should send a request. Now I'm saying response equal to request dot what is the method is get. So base URL less endpoint. Now here what is the request method is get method. Whenever you send a request using a get method, it will try to identify. Okay, your view is try to identify request is which method. If the request method is a get, then it will call which method? Get method. If the request method is a post, then it will call which method? Post method. So you have to convert this. So print a response. We'll just see the response first. Now view, okay, view students. As you are trying to display the details of what? Students. View students and run the code. Now it is 200. Now read all the data. Okay, read all the data by saying stud equal to JSON dot. What is it? Loads. Loads JSON dot. Sorry, response dot. What is the method is JSON. For SIN stud, and this is dictionary. What is this is dictionary? Oh, JSON. Or dump. Just to see here. Already JSON only. So print stud, run the code. Now this is okay, and just print type here. So print type of what here? Stud. It is already list, right? For SIN stud and print S. S is a dictionary now. So how many students are there? 2 students. Okay, right now this is the request method is what? Get. So the request method is post is handled by which method? Post method of view. Request method get is handled by get method of view. In the previous example, we write so many views. But in that views, you have to check is it request method is a get, is it request method is post. Because the client application may send a request by using various methods. Now, to verify in every view, is it a get method or post method? Okay, you can just write equivalent methods, equivalent HTTP methods inside which class? View class. If the request method is get, then it call which method? Get method. If the request method is post, then it will call which method? Post method. If the request method is delete, then it call which method? Delete method. Now this will become very easy. Understood, right? Now this is reading it. Okay, then you have a put and one more is what? Delete. So tomorrow I'll tell you put delete and we'll start DRF. Okay, because I think you have an idea like how web API is. Tomorrow I'll tell you DRF and what is the advantage of using Django REST framework. So that will not take much time because what you have to do, APM is creating resource, updating resource, deleting resource, and retrieving resources. But all this you do it by using various approaches, and that approaches you have to remember, right? So that we'll discuss tomorrow, right? Thank you. PPT.